Emetarom, a similarly young, highly experienced technology product development expert, astute entrepreneur and industry captain, is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Qore Technologies Limited, a notable financial services infrastructure firm in Nigeria and one of the most distinguished CEOs in 2024.
In Nigeria, we have some unique challenges. The most significant of them is the manpower problem. The educational systems are not optimum. And you need people to drive your business. You need people to deliver the value of the brand and the offering to customers. So I believe that human beings and human capital development is a major pillar to the success of any business. And the way we try to solve that here is through capacity development. So massive investments in training programs for our staff. We try to get the best people out of school fresh and imbibe in them the knowledge that they need to be able to deliver the services. Of course, what we do at Qore is highly sophisticated, so we're under, I guess, more pressure than most other companies. We deal in switches, we deal in core banking systems, we build really sophisticated tech, and so we need to train. You can never train enough. So knowledge management, critical piece of being successful in business in Nigeria. Qore is a carve-out from the Abzone group. Abzone was founded in 2008, and originally we were running a 5-subsidiary structure where we had focused business divisions delivering different services from core banking automation and self-service, lending automation and card issuance, agent banking and merchant services, as well as payments and switching, right? But having looked at the structure and analyzed the investor appetite and the climate generally, we figured the most efficient way to run the businesses was as 2 separate companies, right? So we decided to consolidate 4 of those subsidiaries into Qore. And so now Qore is a banking as a service platform delivering core automation to financial services. So it's a B2B business essentially. So we enable fintechs, commercial banks, other financial institutions to deliver services to their own customers. And we completed this carve out last year. In fact, last year, 2023, was our first year running as Qore, an entity since we started, even though the broader Abzone group has been in existence since 2008. So from a vision perspective, we are the digital platform dominating a new era of digitally enabled financial service institutions in Africa, right? We want to be the providers of technology. We believe that Nigeria is ahead of most African countries when it comes to the financial services ecosystems maturity, if you will, right? And so a lot of the innovation that we have been able to deliver to the banks here, the fintechs here, we are seeing that we are going to be able to take those things and direct lift them and plug them into other African countries so that those countries can quickly get to where we are right now. We started building a lot of these solutions that we have as far back as 2009. The core banking system took us even almost 2 years to get the minimum viable product out, right? And in the space between then and now, we've built the lending automation system, we built the card issuance and management system, and agent banking and merchant services, mobile, internet. We built all these things over time, and for the most part, we bootstrapped, right? So built based on reinvesting the returns from the services that we were delivering. But right now that we have those platforms, as a banking as a service business, we are able to take those things and go to different countries in Africa where those platforms don't exist, and we can deliver them all at the same time without those countries needing to wait the 10 years or however long it took us to build those things from scratch. So they also don't need to reinvent the wheel. And that's because our mission is to fully digitize and automate banking in Africa. Yes, so there's a lot to be done. That's the truth. Africa is a large market. Nigeria is the largest piece of it. And for being fair to ourselves, we have made quite some strides in Nigeria. We are currently the leading provider of core automation solutions to OFIs in Nigeria. However, in total, the number of customers we have across commercial banks, fintechs, microfinance banks, PSBs, it's over 500 customers, right? So that is a significant position to be in Nigeria. We haven't focused on international expansion until just last year, and we're giving it a major boost this year. But even at that, just through reactive responses to requests, we've been able to acquire customers in the Gambia, customers in Ghana, in Tanzania, Kenya, about 7 African countries. We would turbocharge that from this point on and make sure that we can replicate the same success that we have in Nigeria, while also, advancing our position or making sure we can deliver more value in Nigeria. We'll take all the learnings from there and replicate them all over the African continent, one country after the other. So at Qore, I think the best way to think about it is that we want to be able to deliver solutions that allow any financial services provider to deliver products to their own customers in the most automated, cost-effective way, right? At the core of it all, we started with a core banking system. So it's a fully fledged core banking system, full retail banking, and also with functionality that's even commercial bank specific that we are rolling out this year. We have digital self-service channels. So mobile banking applications easily customizable and deployable on the store. So customers can go there, download the app, open accounts for any financial institution that is signed onto the platform. Plus, that comes with internet banking as well. So mobile, internet banking, and USSD all bundled into one self-service channel, omni-channel solution, the way we call it, meaning once you're profiled one time, you have access to mobile, you have access to internet banking, you have access to USSD. Then we have a instant card issuance platform. Again, provision of instruments to allow for digital payments is critical to financial services delivery. So cards are huge in Nigeria, as you know. So we've been able to help banks to automate the process of issuance. Before now, the process of issuing a card took a customer 2 visits to the bank and probably a 2 to 3 week period if you're luckiest, right? We've been able to shrink those down to minutes in a way that the customer can walk into a banking hall, request for a card, and get that card produced, printed, card data generated, written to the chip, to the mark stripe, everything that needs to be done for the card to work, linked to his account, and it can walk out with a hot card that can be used immediately, right? To provide additional ease even on this service, we have enabled banks to deploy a self-service variant of the solution. So a self-service kiosk that allows you to go to, anywhere it is deployed. It could be outside a branch, it could be within an ATM gallery, it could even be in a mall. And you can select a card that you want, get a card easily. Before, people would maybe on their way out in the evening to have dinner and whatnot, if they forget their purse or bags or wallets at home and they don't have their cards, they can't pay. These days, if that happens to you, just go straight to one of the self-service kiosks. They're available around the clock. Request for a card, you take a card, and you're good to go. So that service also extends to providing access for customers to request for cards on their mobile devices and get those cards shipped and delivered to them wherever they are, wherever they select as the address where they take the delivery. And then there's a solution for merchant services and agent banking. So allowing fintechs to deploy POS devices and terminals that would allow customers to either make payments in store for goods and services, or if the merchants want to use them to allow customers to, cash out cash or do funds transfers. It helps tremendously with financial inclusion. So that solution is there as well. And then we have a lending automation platform that has two components. So one component is full loan origination with automated underwriting, rules engines that you can configure to allow for instant approval of loans based on machine learning algorithms or whatever configurations you put in place. But in addition, a workflow-based engine that allows a bank or fintech to take their credit risk policies and essentially digitize them. So we can capture the rules that represent the policy in an electronic way so that the system can add some automation and decisioning, leveraging data from credit bureaus, data from call data records, and anywhere else, automation of financial statement analysis, and some of the things that help banks determine who should qualify for a loan they are applying for. The lending automation solution does this on the one hand. So fully digital loans that don't require human intervention, and then traditional loans that may be bigger tickets, millions, maybe even billions, that can go through an approval flow. Now, to help ensure that the entire process is automated end to end, we've also baked in a direct debit module into it, so that as part of the loan origination process, a customer will be required to give consent for a direct debit mandate to be set up on his account. And we have a multi-bank direct debit mandate variant that allows you to set up a mandate on all your accounts, so that if you're unable to repay based on funds in your primary account, the system automatically swings into a recovery mode where it can debit any account that is linked to that mandate, so that banks can simply just focus on ensuring they deliver solid lending products, while the system ensures that the automation makes the process of disbursing those loans and recovering them seamless. Now, this doesn't represent everything banks need. And the truth is, we've also realized that we cannot continue to build every single thing ourselves and let the entire industry be dependent on us. So we have also rolled out a banking as a platform offering that would allow partners to bring their own services, integrate into our ecosystem. Our clients are managed on the cloud. So when integrated into our ecosystem, we're able to make those products and value offerings available on an enterprise marketplace, so that our customers can browse through in the same way that you browse to your Google Play Store, your Microsoft has Windows Store as well, right? So you browse through, you click through products, you look at the description, look at what it will cost, and then you just click a button and it auto provisions that service for you on our platform, so that way we can ensure that the innovation continues to grow and grow, and we can include more parties and partners into the ecosystem to drive value. The economic hardships that people are having to endure now are making things worse than they've ever been. People are aggressively looking for loopholes to exploit in financial systems and to commit fraud. Unfortunately, we haven't put in place the necessary mechanisms to curb those activities and to be able to fish people out after they commit fraud. And there are a couple of things that I think we can do honestly. First is, if every single person that resided in Nigeria and that had a mobile phone was linked to their address, right? Just something as simple as that. Meaning, if you took someone's NIN or BVN and anyone's NIN and BVN, you could find where they live, for sure, right? and made it such that doesn't matter what kind of property you go into, whether it's Airbnb or you take up accommodation in a hotel, they would also need that information so that you have a central database where you can literally track someone and say, okay, this is where he lives, but this is where he spent last night and 2 nights ago, and so on and so forth. Then we would have made some major mileage. Because the thing is, it's hard to commit the kind of fraud that goes on now without utilizing or leveraging the payment systems ecosystem today, right? So fraudulent money moves electronically, and electronic movement is supposed to leave enough of a digital footprint for you to be able to track. The problem is, if it gets into an account and then the money gets taken out as cash, and then by the time you go to the address that was there, it's not like really an address, or the channels through the communication that facilitated fraud occurred through maybe phone numbers and whatnot, are linked to NINs that are connected to fake addresses, then the investigation always ends there. That's the problem, right? As long as you can track people and the people are human beings, it will help to reduce the incidents, to make it easier to catch. The money will be moving around electronically, and it's easy to block accounts and block channels. We are moving closer and closer to fully cashless society. So even the extraction of that cash is more difficult now than it was before. So at least we can keep it in the system. But if you can't get to where the person is for sure and lay a hand on them and say, Mr. A is the person that undoubtedly facilitated this process and this is where he stays, and law enforcement go and grab them, then we'll still have an issue. The payment systems ecosystem can also play a role as well. I'm a member of a group of guys that are trying to put together a platform to help with de-risking the space in this regard. And the way we're going about it is the way they're going about it, because I'm a fringe member. I was just added to a group on WhatsApp, but the way they've gone about it is it's very commendable. It's simple, but it would be very, 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 the impact will be very significant. It's a blacklist, essentially. If someone commits fraud, just report it to the platform. Simple as that. Our mission hasn't changed. Mission remains the same. And until we achieve that mission, we will not rest. And the mission, like I said earlier, is to digitize and fully automate banking in Africa, right? When you think about what that truly means, you may even start to see that with all the work we've done so far, we haven't even started to scratch the surface in a certain way, even with our dominant position in Nigeria. And you feel this way when you think about what fully automate means, right? With the advent of artificial intelligence, we are now aggressively as Qore charting a course to deliver full automated financial services delivery based on AI, right? It's brand new, but we are working behind the scenes to make it happen. Leveraging, a lot of the generative AI technologies that have come on stream now. Those things are really, really powerful. But to give you a sense what that picture looks like, we have taken all the aspects of financial services delivery and broken them down from front office to back office, where you have customer acquisition on the front office, you have customer service transaction processing, right? Those kind of things in the front office. So when it comes to back office, there's credit risk analysis and underwriting, you have financial accounting, treasury management, broken them all down. We are now creating agents, artificial intelligence agents, for each of the services, in a way that once you deploy an agent for one service, it completely takes away the need for human intervention for that service. And I'll give you an example. Today, you may have customer service representatives that sit at an office, and if a customer comes into the bank branch, he has to be attended to. And if he's not coming physically, he makes a phone call. Someone needs to speak to the person to sort them out. We're going to replace these with AI bots so that with natural language processing, you can speak to a customer in Pidgin, English, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, whatever language you want, and they'll be able to do anything that the human being would have done for you. Block your account, open an account for you, effect a transaction for you, like send your statement, whatever that is, just as an example. And there are use cases everywhere, even in marketing, right? With digital marketing and interfaces and APIs that allow you to plug bots into digital channels, you can supercharge digital marketing campaigns in a way that allows AI bots to engage customers and sell them products, right? Hey, have you heard about this savings product? It comes with a free debit card and It's also high interest yielding, so on and so forth. If you're interested, I can open an account for you. I can link you to a site or to a mobile app. You go and download and you get everything that you need. And it will feel like a human being, right? You get on, sign up, get this account. The financial advisory services becomes a continuous engagement with a bot as well, with an AI system. So where it's saying, okay, look, I know you've opened this account and I can now see how you're transacting, right? With what represents the average balance you maintained over the last, say, 3 months, if you had simply fixed X amount, put in a fixed deposit, you'd have made this extra return. And it's this kind of product you can utilize while you know, those kind of advisory stuff with actionable insights and pop-ups. So, do you want me to do this for you? Customer says, yes, click of a button, an FD account, a fixed deposit account or investment account is open for them and the money is fixed in there so that customers can be optimal, right? And it goes all the way down to the back office recommendations to financial institutions as to how best to invest their spare liquidity and even actionable insights to even book those investments as well. Of course, AI in loan underwriting is not anything new, right? But we want to be able to take that manual process completely out of it. We've covered the collections and recovery end. So if a bot can help you take a decision as to who to give a loan to, and our system's going to automatically sweep the repayments, then that future we're looking at that is full automation is one whereby someone can wake up and say, you know what, I want to deliver financial services products. I'm going to get a license if I'm in a jurisdiction that has a need for licensing, and I'm going to sign on for this to this platform and activate all the bots, and they will run my bank for me, right? You crash the OPEX costs significantly. Like, it's like moving all the costs that would have been on the OPEX line, they all go, most of it goes up almost to cost of sale. So a bank can be profitable at almost any scale. That will really supercharge the innovation and be super fantastic for the ecosystem and for customers as well. You know, there's a different conversation about what happened to the people that had the jobs that the AI systems will be taking, but there's a separate conversation about how that gets addressed. But the bottom line and what people should know is that extra value that gets like infused into the system in a world where AI systems and bots are helping us deliver services we are doing today is a better world than where we are now. As long as all that value can be made available so that everybody benefits. Like, who wants to go to work? Today, people will work because they have to, right? It won't stop people from working. There will still be banks that are traditional. You know how today people still buy vintage cars, right? Today, people still leave their mansions and go into the forest for a bit. You know, people still want those experiences, right? An example is Amazon. The stores that they set up that don't require any human attendance, right? People just walk in, you grab the item you want, and the AI system determine what you took, how much it cost, you walk out, and once you walk out with the item, you get billed in your account. Those things exist, but people still go to shops where they are human beings because there's some value in the physical interaction. So there will still be banks, there will still be people, there will still be physical banks. Some people would still want to have that experience, but we don't want people to have to do anything simply because they will not survive without it. It should be choice, right? If someone wants to sit on the beach all day and do nothing, just drink coconut water from morning to night, he should do that without stressing himself. Let these AI systems help us live a good life. And so we are also, in a way, helping the society to progress towards that future that will be better for all of us. It will be rough a bit at the beginning, but we expect things to smoothen out in a way that everybody benefits ultimately.
Did you know? Extensive research has revealed that numerous defaulters possess the means to fulfill their repayment obligations, yet deliberately opt not to, influenced by a variety of factors. These factors encompass the lack of accessible repayment channels and the option to redirect their financial activities to alternative banks. Regrettably, this prevailing trend has inflicted severe harm upon financial institutions. To address the growing trend of loan defaults, Qore has created the Recover Multibank Direct Debit solution to facilitate loan repayment collections and recoveries from customers on behalf of financial institutions. With Recover Multibank Direct Debit, you can automate loan repayment collections from your customer's primary bank account through our Collections module. And if the primary repayment account is unfunded, our Recovery module automatically retrieves overdue payments from any of your customers' funded BVN-linked accounts. But that's not all. Recover Multibank Direct Debit offers a range of exciting features to make your loan management process efficient and hassle-free. So why wait? Join the many financial institutions already benefiting from Recover Multibank Direct Debit and enjoy increased loan repayment collections and recovery efficacy today.